the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now
welcome back, everybody. We are leaving Phoenix, Arizona. It was fun hanging out with friends and family. Downside to this Phoenix area, since it's my first time out here, maybe you guys don't know, but I would say 70% of the brokers that are on the load board in this area are brokers that have no credit or new credit, and they weren't even willing to pay cash on delivery. They wanted to do credit or run an invoice. And the worst part about all of it is none of them wanted to pay. I swear, for like 3 days straight, the highest paying rate was $1.40 a mile. Now, there was one load that was paying decent, I would say, I guess, compared to everything else. Excuse me. It was going to a military base, which you need you know, an enhanced driver's license or a TWIC card or something along those lines, right? And I have all that stuff, and it was a good size load as far as what I can handle and weight and length and all that. But I carry a gun. You can't go on military base with a gun. And this is honestly the first time I've ever seen a military load worth taking. So I don't know, let me know in the comments. But anyways, we're heading back to California. We are deadheading, but I did get all the way to Arizona and I made about, what was it? It was almost $3,000. It was $2,950. Now I'm going to pick up this load in California, going back home, like exactly where I need to be, and it's paying $26. So I definitely made more money coming down here than I am getting back, but I'm glad I waited, because none of these loads legit were paying anything. I mean, the only load that had a decent broker on it where I could use their factoring was $1.12. I mean, what is that, guys? Gas money? You can't even pay your driver at that rate. So I stuck it out. I waited 3 days for a load, and late last night one popped up, and luckily I was already with that broker, and boom boom boom, got it secured. So just wanted to let you know we are doing a little morning drive, trying to beat some of the congestion on the road, especially in California. It's awful in California, but for some reason I have to be there at noon, so just trying to make sure that I can get there on time. I don't want to feel rushed or where I need the speed or anything like that. It's not worth it. But we're gonna be taking some coils. Never taken coils before, and I have to tarp it apparently. I'm not sure why I need to tarp the coil. I've never seen a coil tarped, but we'll check it out when we get there. Alright guys, so I am stopped for the day. I picked up my load. There are 2 coils. Excuse me. I thought they would be like communication or fiber optic coils, but they're actually like aluminum coils, and I had to put a tarp over it because they're worried about salt corrosion from going over the mountains. It's 15,000 pounds, so I got one in the back and then one in the front, a little bit farther forward. You get the tongue weight. I didn't want them well, I didn't have enough straps, so I used 3 straps for each one. I used one strap right down the middle, and then I crossed over and crossed over. So this should be pretty secured. Never moved these things before. Drove around a little bit, seems fine. Went to the scales, at a truck stop down the street and thought I'd get parking. I was there at like 2:30 and it was already full, and it was all reserved parking too, and there was no spots. So I remembered down this street where I'm at is right down the road is where I picked up, and I saw a bunch of trucks on the side of the road, so it was like 10 minutes away. So I just came back here, found a spot on the side of the road, and this is where we're gonna shut down for the night. Got some palm trees, a little sunset. So yeah, gonna hit the road in the morning. Probably do some early morning driving in the dark, since now I'm like in town. I want to avoid the traffic. All right, so far this morning everything's been going pretty well. Did miss an exit, so probably went a little bit of a longer route, but you know, it's hard to when you're merging onto the highway and there's a semi in front of you can't see the signs, and you're in a ramp exiting the highway and you don't know the highway or the area, you know, stuff happens. So, but besides that, just went through LA. Sure, it might be nicer during the daytime, but I don't know. It looked like there possibly was some nice houses up on the mountains. You could kind of see some lights from some houses, but that was about it. All right, the sun's finally coming up, and nice little view in between some mountains. Not exactly sure where we are. Not far from LA, but yep, just went through the weigh station. While loaded, everything's all good, and we got about an hour before our first fuel stop. All right, we are going down a 6% grade for 4 miles. The speed limit for trucks is 35, and I put it on cruise control. The exhaust brake is on, and I've had 3 brake checks already because I accelerated to 45 or over, so I slowed back down to 40. Try to stay 5 miles an hour, you know, buffer zone between the speed limit. But everyone seems to be doing well. I do like that they make it mandatory for the trucks to use the truck lane, and they make all trucks go the same speed limit. Because in Oregon, they have a pass where it's pretty steep, and the speed varies depending on how much you weigh, and it causes a lot of congestion and having to move over because someone's doing 25 and you're not. But if you just tell everyone this is what you have to do, it makes it much easier. It does suck, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And then as a reminder, always be aware of your runaway ramps. Our runaway ramp is coming up right here, so we must be coming close to the bottom, or maybe we're halfway. But yeah, it could use more exhaust brake. It's not quite holding the speed like I would like it to, because I scaled it, we are 37,000 pounds, and the truck is rated for 40,000 pounds. So technically, I would think that if you're selling a truck that could do 40,000 pounds, you should be able to do 40,000 pounds and hold your speed. Now, it hasn't been jumping around in gears or anything, it's stayed in the same gear. But I do know that the new 2023 Sierra that's coming out has a more powerful exhaust brake. I must be at the most unpopular truck stop. We're in Santa Nella, California. It's 6 o'clock, and there's probably 75% of the parking still available. Mind blowing. Good morning. Can't seem to get out of this fog. Yesterday, I spent 3 hours driving in this fog before I stopped. And now, I mean, normally there's fog in the morning, but it's just so thick, you can't see anything. So I'm going 5 below the truck speed because I can only see like 10 seconds in front of me. So I'm trying to keep the speed down. And besides that, everything's smooth sailing. But man, I'm tired of this fog. I guess it's better than what everyone else is dealing with. You know, everyone else is dealing with that Siberian winter snap, all that negative 56 degrees in Montana. Yeah, that sounds awful. So I guess I'll stop complaining. Well guys, we finally made it out of the fog. Only took 2 hours. We did make it through Sacramento with no issues. It was nice, maybe because it was so foggy, people were staying at home. But normally Sacramento and those big cities are you know, a little frustrating and give you anxiety trying to get through it with the truck and trailer. But there was like no traffic. It was like this, but super foggy. Couldn't see anything, but made it through safely. Alright guys, I am officially confused. So, second night at a truck stop and it's empty. This whole row, second whole row, third whole row. This place probably parks 200 trucks and there's probably 20 trucks here. There's literally a TA across the street and it's empty. Is it the holiday? I mean, I know it's Christmas Eve. So is everyone just home for the holidays, or is it because the rates have been shit? I don't know. It took me a week to get this load. So when you guys, I see the comments, you're like, it takes too long to make a video, you know, you need to get more content out. Well, I guarantee you, you don't want to see content of me just sitting in my truck, or my friends and family in Arizona when I was there, they don't want to be on YouTube, so there's not much I could do. But I am astonished by this, because just last week in California, I paid $20 a night every single night before 3 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. And the truck station I was at last night, even when I left this morning, it was still empty. It was maybe 50% at the most. So let me know in the comments. Again, this is all new to me, so maybe everyone does go home or stays home for the holidays, but I mean, it's confusing. Well, we're back at this thick fog. I regret stopping yesterday. I stopped for lunch, you know, and I watched the Seahawks game. They lost. They've been on a losing streak. And I could have just got back on the road and drove a little farther in nice clear weather. But no. I thought it would be a good idea just to sit back, relax, enjoy my day, hit the road in the morning, back to this. It's just it's stressful driving in thick fog like this. I don't know. I got the Waze going, so I don't know if there's any car accidents or anything going on up ahead, because you can only see, you know, up to like 10 seconds ahead. So gotta slow down, gotta be patient. I just don't really like having this poor visibility myself. The camera probably doesn't pick it up too well, but if you pick an object that comes in the frame and count it until I pass it, you'll see that it's not in frame very long. Perfect example, just watch this car disappear. It'll just vanish like a ghost. And that's how you know you're in some thick fog. I still see it. Alright, now I see the tail lights. And it's gone like a ghost. It's not there anymore. All right, we are up in the mountains now, heading towards Mount Shasta. And I realized as I'm coming up here, I really do enjoy driving in the mountains. I don't enjoy city traffic at all. It's just a huge hazard. But the mountains is beautiful. Great scenery. You know, you get to put your truck to work, see all the power going to use. But I just really enjoy the scenery and the roller coaster of a ride that it is. Alright guys, in California, or no, Oregon, look at this. This is the 7th semi I've seen on the side of the highway. I think what happened is earlier this week, everyone else got blasted with negative freezing cold temperatures, but on the West Coast, instead of like snow or negative freezing, they got freezing rain. And so I'm thinking that everyone was driving with freezing rain on the highway and they were just sliding off, because literally within, I don't know, the last half hour on this stretch of highway, it's literally the 7th semi truck. So be careful. I mean, my sister, she sent me a video. She's like, she went into the driveway and she's like, someone stole my car. And then she looked in the street. Her car was sitting in the street, slid down the driveway on its own from the freezing rain. So be careful out there. Watch the driving conditions. All right guys, we're at the delivery. Had blankets on the top, then I had edge protectors, and I did the X, and then one across the middle, and it held up pretty good. This piece right here did cut through one of the blankets and cut through the tarp, but what are you gonna do? I did everything I could. So yeah, I'm gonna get this unstrapped. It's starting to rain, and get unloaded. All right, we did lose some straps. We got a hole here, and the tear is about 1 inch. It's not vertical, it's long, but I'm pretty sure DOT will get you if you have a strap with a 1 inch cut on it. So I'm gonna toss that. I have replacements. All right, so we're all packed up. We did a total of 1,198 miles, averaged 9 miles per gallon. It was 2,600 bucks, so that's $2.17. It was $2.20, but one morning when I was in California, I missed my exit. It was dark and I just got on the highway and it was raining and I didn't see it. I was behind a semi truck and I was like merge on, and then I was supposed to move way over, but there was a lot of traffic and I couldn't do it safely. So all right, that's gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna head home, and today's the 27th and the end of the year's coming up, so I'm gonna try to get all my taxes and all my paperwork done. That way the 1st of January, the first week of January, I could be back on the road confident that I won't have any violations.